That takes us to the next part of our meeting, which is the inauguration of our 183rd president. And we've had a continuous line of presidents going back to 1792, which is quite an accomplishment for the State Medical Society. I would ask that at this point in time, my friend, Dr. Ron Adelman, joins me here at the podium. And I will recite the oath of office for you, Ron. If you could please raise your right hand. I solemnly swear that to the best of my ability, I shall carry out the duties
I solemnly swear that to the best of my ability, I shall carry out the duties
of the office of President of the Connecticut State Medical Society.
of the office of the President of the Connecticut State Medical Society.
I shall uphold the charter and bylaws of the society at all times
I shall uphold the charter and bylaws of the society at all times
and strive constantly
and strive constantly
to maintain the ethics of the medical profession at a high level,
to maintain the ethics of the medical profession at a high level,
to improve the health standards of the people of our state,
to improve the health standards of the people of our state,
and to champion the cause of freedom in medical practice,
and to champion the cause of freedom in medical practice,
both for physicians and for their patients.
both for physicians and for their patients.
To these duties and goals, I pledge myself, so help me God.
To these duties and goals, I pledge myself, so help me God.
I will present you, Ron, with the pin of the president that you get to wear for the year.
Thank you.
And also each president does get a gold colored medallion. And you'll get to proudly wear this during your year as president.
Thank you.
And let's have a round of applause for Dr. Ron Adelman, who is the new president of the Connecticut State Medical Society. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ron will give us his inaugural address.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon. Good evening, everybody. I am here before you today, having been inaugurated as the 183rd president of the Connecticut State Medical Society. It's the first time that a retina specialist has the honor of leading CSMS. I want to extend my sincere thanks to all of the physicians of Connecticut who have put confidence in me to lead this esteemed organization. I'm honored and humbled to continue the exemplary work that our previous leader had started since 18th century and to build on their success and dedication. There are a number of people I want to thank. Thanks to my immediate predecessor, Dr. Greg Shangold, officers and counselors of CSMS, and the leadership of county medical organizations. Also thanks to Dr. Robert Russo and the staff of CSMS, Lane Gakos, Dennis Trell, Susan Sockley, and Rebecca Young. Thank you is not strong enough. Thank you is not strong enough to convey my appreciation to my wife, Sharon, and our daughter, Sophia, for their endless support of my work and endeavors. They have made many sacrifices so that I can put energy and time into leading this great organization. Also, I'd like to thank my parents, Roy and Safa, who gave me roots to grow and wings to fly. I begin my presidency excited by the prospects of what we can achieve, and also keenly aware of the mountain of challenges that stand before us. In an organization such as ours, where a new president is inaugurated each year, we must strive to continue the momentum gained with each successive presidency. This past year, under the leadership of Dr. Shangold, the momentum gained with this past year under the leadership of Dr. Shangold, a large focus of our legislative agenda was on removing obstacles to care, including the ever-growing concept of high deductible health plans, prior authorization, and other health insurer-created impediment to care. Prior authorization are bad for patients and bad for healthcare. We will continue the effort to overcome these challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic has tested all of our resolve as physicians. In one sense, it has united the medical community to work to control this pandemic. And at the same time, it has accelerated the already troublesome trend of physician burnout. It's alarming that almost half of the physicians in the country have experienced burnout. The electronic medical records have added about 2 hours per day to the long hours of physician workload. Studies have shown that physicians have higher resilience than general public, but the rate of suicide among physicians is twice as many as the general public. This is the result of excessive stress, excessive workload, and demanding work environment. Physicians are burdened with unnecessary mandates and tasks. Physician well-being should be a priority for our healthcare system. To have a healthy society, we really need to have healthy physicians. Let physicians do what they do best: heal the patient, comfort the suffering, enhance public health, and discover new treatments. CSMS advocates against administrative burdens that add to your workload and stop you from caring for your patients. Organizational and systematic approaches are needed to improve work environment, reduce administrative burden, and provide work-life balance. The COVID-19 pandemic has underscored the tremendous role that social determinants of health play in the well-being of our patients. Health literacy, health equity, and breaking down racial and ethnic barriers to care must be a focus of CSMS. Last session, CSMS supported and championed legislation that establishes various working groups to explore further the impact of social determinant of health into the welfare of Connecticut's residents. I plan to expand CSMS efforts on health equity. We often hear of distinction between the employed physician and the independent physician. We are, however, all physicians. Regardless of our employment status, we all took the same oath, and we are all healers. As president, I want to focus on what unites us all: the practice of medicine, the science of medicine, and the future of medicine in Connecticut. We as physicians need to be more invested in the future of medicine in our state. A key goal of my presidency will be to reach out to our younger generation of physicians and our 4,000 medical students, residents, and fellows to address the issues that are important to young physicians and physicians in training. We are in this together. We must serve as mentors and role models for physicians in training. We just initiated the Medical Education Committee at CSMS and invited leaders of all 3 medical schools in Connecticut to join CSMS efforts. This past session, we made headway on loan forgiveness program that would help to retain our medical talent here in Connecticut. We must continue on the path so that there is truly bright future for the practice of medicine in our great state. I have the privilege of working with students, residents, and fellows on a daily basis. The future belongs to them, and the future of medicine is bright because of them. As you have already heard, the membership of CSMS has adopted revised bylaws that recognize the leadership structure of the State Medical Society. As president, I also serve as the inaugural chair of the newly formed board of directors. As the chair of this 9-person board, one of my efforts will be to bring more diversity to physician leadership of CSMS. In our history, we had only had 2 female presidents of this great society. The good news is currently 52% of our 1,240 medical students in Connecticut are women. If we are doing something right, in the future, we will have a gender balance in the leadership of CSMS. On a more personal note, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of the physicians and members of the medical community whose work during this pandemic has been nothing short of heroic. You are all healers. You are all healthcare heroes. As we continue to navigate the uncharted waters of COVID-19, we must band together to keep our medical community strong and resilient. The presidency of CSMS is truly a team effort. And I look to all physicians in Connecticut to join our team as we work together to improve the practice of medicine for our patients and physicians. It's not about what we imagine for our future. It's about what we do for the future of medicine. Together, we can uplift our profession. Together, we can enhance public health. Thank you.